Hello, summer camp art students. I'm Ms. Morris, and today we will create a Kenta Cloth Weaving Design using construction paper. Materials needed for this project will be 1 sheet of red construction paper, 2 sheets of yellow paper, 1 sheet of green, and 1 sheet of blue construction paper. Now, if you have colored cardstock, which this is what I'm working with, feel free to use it, as it is much easier to use than construction paper, but if you have construction paper, it works just as well. The next thing we will need also are materials. We will need a pair of scissors, a black magic marker, a glue stick, and a ruler to help us make some cuts. Let's get started. First, we will use our red sheet of paper. The first thing we're going to do is fold it in half. And we will take our ruler and we're going to define the middle. So this measures about 8.5 inches across. So about 4.25 here will make the middle. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little marker there so I know to cut there. And that will be the first cut. Now notice when you cut, you're going to cut on the folded side, okay? So on this side, we will stop about 1 inch, and if you need a marker, measure about 1 inch here away from the edge, okay? If that helps, you can always use a magic marker or a pencil and put a dot there so you know that that's where you're not going to cut past, okay? So you're going to take your scissors and you're going to try and cut as straight as you can right up to that dot, and that's your first cut. Remember, only cut on the folded side, not on the open side, okay? Now, in between this space here, right in the center, between this side, we're going to make another cut so that our lines are nice and even, okay? And if you need a ruler to help you mark that off so that your lines are perfect and straight, that's fine. So you're going to find the middle. Again, marking that dot to help you. And you're going to cut a straight line as straight as you can. And you're going to do the same thing here. So for me, I'm just going to eyeball it. That looks about right. And I'm going to cut a straight cut right up to that marker. Okay. Now, in between each cut, I'm going to repeat and do the same thing. Here's my marker. This is somewhere in the middle here. This is somewhere in the middle there. And keep going. Okay, now that I have my cuts, I'm going to open up my sheet And this will be the background in which we will start to weave. I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to cut my strips next. Using blue, green, and one sheet of yellow, I'm going to put them together, fold in half so that I know my strips are nice and even. And instead of stopping like I did here with this one, I'm going to just keep going. So the same thing, I'm going to measure the same way so my widths are all even. This is about 8.5, so 4 1/4 will be a half of that. I'm going to make a line here just to help me center. Okay. You're going to do the same thing here, except you're going to cut them all the way around. Okay. And now we're going to make lines in between our spaces here. Here we go. Now we're going to take this sheet and we're going to cut our strips. That makes 3. Repeat. Holding your paper nice and tight. Again, you're going to unfold your strips. And at this time, I'm going to pause the tape so you can complete this task and we'll come right back. Okay, boys and girls, now that I have all my strips cut, we're going to start the weaving process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first color, and I think I want to start with green. And it's going to be an over and under process. If you haven't done this before, it's very easy. The first strip I'm going to do, I'm going to come under, weave under, then go over, under, over, under, and over. I'm going to push this way up into the top where it can't stop and can't go any further. And that's my first strip. The next color I'm going to pick up is blue. And because I went under to start, I'm going to go over to start the blue. So that's over, under, over, under, over, under, and over. Here we go. Making sure the sides stick out. You want to push these strips up as tightly as possible into the corners so that they fit nice and snug. So how you do that is you just adjust by pushing them in. I'm going to take my next color, yellow, and because I went over, I'm going to start under. And you're just going to keep repeating this process. Again, every time I'm done with a strip, I'm going to push it gently up so it fits nice and tight. Okay? Now, using an A, ABC pattern, I'm going to go back to green and start over, because the last strip of yellow I started under. At this time, I'm going to pause the tape and finish my weaving. Remember to go over and under and over and under and over. Okay, now that's done. This is what you should be left with. As you can see, under, over, and it repeats itself. What you're going to do now that you're done weaving is you're going to turn your kente cloth over using your glue stick. You're going to fold back these pieces. So I'm going to demonstrate a few, then I'm going to pause the tape. And that's to keep them nice and snug and in place. You're going to keep repeating this process and keep gluing them, folding them in. Okay, now we are done gluing down our edges and we can start our design process. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up your black magic marker. I've learned as a tip, it's good to have several on hand because sometimes when you continuously use them, they tend to dry out. But we're going to give it a go. So the first, just like this one, the first box in this pattern here in the green row, we're going to just make an X. And we are going to color in sounds like firecrackers outside. It's almost 4th of July. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing, repeating. Now, you can make any design you feel like making and be creative with it. But to just kind of help you out here, we're going to just go with this design. So this is what I call, well, not what I call, but this reminds me of the bow tie. And keep repeating until you're done with green. The next step, you're going to make a line down, and we're only going to work with the colors. You're going to make a squiggly line down like so, and then you're going to color one side, being very careful just to work within the box, the colored box itself. And the same thing, you're going to repeat the same pattern, okay? Just like an AB pattern, you made the bow tie here, the lines in this one again will be, this one here will be bow tie. If you have to pause this tape to finish, please do so now. But I'm just going to help you out as an example, demonstrate how to do this. Remember, careful, careful, careful. Please stay in your colored box. And you're going to keep repeating that step. So looking at my sample here, you can pause the tape and follow the pattern design. Okay, so I repeated my pattern with my design, the bow tie and the lines. And now on the red blocks, we're going to create a design also. That, again, you can do whatever you like, but I'm going to follow this sample here. And at the top, I'm going to make a solid line here. And just repeat that. Very simple. Okay. And then the next line, just like here, I'm going to just draw some straight lines. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They don't even have to be that neat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very light and simple. Okay. Here, it's just like hatching. I'm just going to draw a bunch of little lines going across in a row, just to fill in the red box. And then you can alternate, okay? So since I did this here, the lines horizontally here, and these are going kind of in vertical stripes going across horizontally, I'm going to copy what I did here. 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Very simple. And then I'm going to do the top, come back to the top pattern. So I'm going to just draw a solid line down the center, color it in. Solid line down the center, color it in. Very simple. And it gives it a nice texture, nice pattern, just like the Kenta cloth. Good job. Again, I'm going to come here after doing this pattern, and I'm going to repeat this pattern here with the lines going, the vertical lines going horizontally. You kind of got the hang of it. And you're just going to keep alternating. So here I would do the horizontal lines again. There we go. And here again, I'm going to do the little cross hatching. Actually, I'm going to just do the lines. Make it easy. And we're done. Okay. The last step is to take a yellow sheet of paper. You're only going to need half of a hole, and this is a half. You're going to fold it, taking your glue stick. You're going to glue just the base of your kente cloth. And on the folded side, you're going to press down. Now taking your scissors, you're going to just make these fringes. And we are done. That is your kente cloth. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was really a little tedious, but it was well worth it and it came out beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.